So, are you ready to roller jab?
Tonight, the Logue D'Amato feud continues. But this time, it's Leonard Logue III who's entering Enforcer territory.
There are those who believe my brother and I share some sort of physical resemblance, but believe you me, Mr. Tomato, I like to get down and dirty. And when provoked, my dogs are trained to attack.
If Leonard Logue is half as stupid as his idiot brother, he'd still be a moron. Stay out of my way, bro.
And how will Leonard's dogs react to Talisa Miller's pet bat?
Lindsay, you've gone all the way too many times to remember. But tonight, it's my turn to hit a home run with your face.
Plus, the Big Nasty has begun a revolution of his own.
Scott Smith, General Washington cannot tell a lie. I'm gonna chop you down like a cherry tree.
Hey, Washington, you want another war? You got it.
It's the Enforcers battling the Sundogs next on Roller Jam. In beautiful Orlando, Florida, you're looking down at Universal Studios. And tonight, we bring you the Florida Sundogs and the New York Enforcers. And we bring you, of course, once again, as always, the Jam Girls. The Jam Girls get us going, and we are definitely ready to go for this one. Happy to have you with us, everybody. I'm Rory Marcus, along with Lee Hawk Rearman. And tonight, the Sundogs take on the Enforcers. And, you know, the last time we were with you, something very strange happened. Sean Atkinson just about lost his life getting run over by an ATV.
Well, it was the ATV of Kenneth Logue, I guess. We're not sure who was driving it, but they had the Love Slave outfit on. Of course, the Love Slave being Leather Gunning's love interest, I guess. But Tim Washington last time out set that record with 92 kills, breaking Buddy Atkinson's record. And, of course, Sean Atkinson was laying in the parking lot when we left you last time.
But tonight, now, Leonard Logue, he's not much like his brother Kenneth. They might look alike. But he says tonight, we're going after them tough.
Well, after this show display of violence, he says, you know what, the Sundogs are taking the gloves off. We're going to fight fire with fire. And I don't know, but if you want to take on a new attitude like that, why do you want to start that attitude against a team like the New York Enforcers?
Now, 3 weeks from now, we'll be ready for the Founders Cup. In 2 weeks, Demolition Derby 2000. This is a chance for you fans to vote. Log on to rollerjam.com. Tonight, you'll be able to vote for who you'd like to see in the evening gown strip-off. And I believe Lindsey Francis just might be one of the favorites in the evening gown strip-off.
I promise you one thing, we're not in it.
You can cast your vote, and Lindsey's getting ready to skate on the track right now. Here he comes, all dressed up and ready to go. Hawk, that is Leonard Logue. Nice hat on Leonard tonight.
Well, he's got the hat on, the gloves are off. I tell you what, he looks like he has just entered the roost. He's a big rooster, this Leonard Logue.
Must take him a while to put those pants on, too. I wonder if Kenneth is proud of it. Lindsey Francis and Bill Barker. And I'll tell you what, Leonard Logue promises these guys are going to be tough, and they better be against the Enforcers. Scott Smith, I don't know if he'll be able to run and hide from Big Tim Washington tonight.
Well, Big Tim Washington, he always comes rough and ready. And, of course, he's got that kill record coming in here with him tonight, Rory.
Speed never goes into a slump, though. Sigmund Williams has plenty of that, and he'll need it tonight, as this figures to be a very tough game. But the Sundogs, as always, kind of clapping their hands, looking like they're ready to go and skate a good, clean game. You got to love them for that, at least. There's Micah Martin, Kathy Evangelo, waving to the crowd, and they know that the next thing they see is going to be the grand entrance of the New York Enforcers, but Rusty Montgomery doesn't seem too worried about it all.
Well, they're just saying yuck, because when the Enforcers come into this Florida crowd, it's ugly.
Hey, party time! Let's go!
And when you see the headlight of that motorcycle, you know that Tim Washington's about to make his entrance.
The Big Nasty with leather gunning.
That's quite a duo, isn't it?
Well, they've become the male and female mascots, respectively, for this enforcer attitude, Rory.
Well, you go down there and tell Big Nasty he's a mascot. I want to see the reaction.
No, thank you. I'll tell Leather something, though.
Oh, I guess it's baseball season. Because here comes the Hellcat with her back.
Well, she said a good witch needs a pet bat, and she told Janet, tonight you're going to be a big hit, says the Hellcat.
I didn't know the bat she was talking about was a Louisville Slugger, though.
I'm from Louisville, by the way.
Here comes the rest of the enforcer women. Sweet Shauna Brown goes by. Of course, the guys skate out here. Dan Gabani, Brett Eichhorn is there. But they're all waiting for their leader, D'Amato. And here he comes.
What a good-looking crew this five-borough lineup is, Rory, huh?
You think so? That's your idea of a good-looking crew, huh?
I just don't want to make them mad.
Mark D'Amato, to me, he looks like an old boll weevil looking for a home.
Why don't you go down there and tell him that, Rory?
I'm thinking about it. There's my favorite enforcer. Spike.
Of course, those new to the World Skating League, that is the manager of the enforcers, of course, appointed by Mark D'Amato.
Well, they say sometimes the master takes on the appearance of the dog. And it's already happening, I'm afraid. Maybe the thought process of the dog. Here comes D'Amato, and the enforcers are ready to go against the Sundogs tonight.
Listen up, you pathetic loser, Sundogs. I got a little demonstration for you. Hit it, Big Nasty.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Francis. Oops, that always happens. You nasty slut.
Scott Smith, I told you I cannot tell a lie. Now you're gonna die!
Leonard Lowe. Any questions, chumps?
I think that naked Ken doll was supposed to be you, Leonard.
You know, ever since that Blair Witch thing, every half-wit with a video camera thinks he's Sam Peckinpah. The thing to bear in mind, Randall,
Daniel.
Whatever, is that my brother Kenneth is the philosopher in the family. To him, this whole thing is one big Harvard-Yale football game. I'm a hunter. The concept of kill or be killed is something I am completely comfortable with. I think the time has come to unleash the hounds.
Well, we just saw a silly demonstration, but now it looks like Janet Abraham, you have these cement blocks here. Perhaps you're going to try a demonstration yourself?
You know, Danny, this is why I'm not with the enforcers anymore. They promote violence, voodoo, anger, rage, hatred, and all sorts of evil. But I'm here tonight to say that I stand for truth and righteousness. How many of you want to see truth and righteousness prevail? Come on, help me out.
Janet Abraham with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Wait. She's adding to the 8 cement blocks that are already stacked up. She's adding righteousness. Leonard Lowe is about to hand her 10th cement block. This is incredible. Truth. How many of you guys out there think she's going to be able to break these 10 cement blocks? Yes. Yes. Let's hear it. Come on, let's get behind the Abraham. Come on! Oh my God, she did it! Amazing display of strength! Back to you guys!
We knew she was strong, but that was amazing. We're back, and Broadway Danny Wolf has the Hellcat.
Thank you. And Hellcat, you've got to be pretty impressed with the display of strength by Janet Abraham. That's pretty intimidating. Even you got to think that.
Oh, what the hell is that? What is this, preschool? Was it show and tell? Janet, you're the pig, and I'm the big bag of Hellcat. I'm going to huff and puff and blow your fat ass off the track.
Oh, back to you guys.
Talisa Miller, she must not have been watching when Janet Abraham put her elbow through all those bricks, but the Hellcat, she's going to huff, she's going to puff. And she sure does have the talent and the ability that Janet Abraham was talking about, including anger, rebellion, a little bit of evil. But Janet Abraham, all the good things that a balanced breakfast are made of. Janet Abraham, now that she's got the Sundog uniform on, Rory, a whole new look for Janet. And few people remember she used to be part of that Sister of Suffering Enforcer women's lineup.
That was before she repented and changed her ways and just took to hitting bricks. Here we go. The Sundogs and the Enforcers ready to go, and this is the first jam of the night. Shauna Brown out there for the New York Enforcers, and of course, Lindsey Francis gets out, but she's outnumbered right now, 2-1. As Brooke Sunderman is also on the jam for the New York Enforcers. So we'll see if Francis can take the role of the underdog here and maybe get rid of 2 jammers at one time. There's one of them. She still has sweet Shauna Brown to contend with, but not anymore. And Francis is trying to get on the scoreboard early, but there's the Hellcat in leather. Boy, that's a tough duo to get by anytime. 17 seconds left on that jam clock. Francis is going to get a little help back there. Katie Cooper and Janet Abraham. Maybe they can supply the muscle. There's the whip to Abraham, and Francis gets by to score the points.
And the Sundogs, with this new, I guess, glove-off attitude that Leonard Logue has instilled, come right out shooting, Rory. Lindsey Francis, Janet Abraham, take it right to the heart of the Enforcer lineup early, right to Leather Gunning and the Hellcat, and they get the points.
You better play the Enforcers with the gloves off. Unless you have gloves like the Hellcat had on during that shot earlier. Those are pretty good gloves. But it's 2-0. The Sundogs on top, and Francis obviously has come to play. She gets out there again. Leather Gunning is chasing from behind. 2 good jammers. But the pack is being knocked all over the place. Now Gunning comes along the top of the track. Francis is outnumbered at the moment, 3-1. Maybe it won't matter. But maybe it does.
Whoa!
Look at that. The Hellcat took everybody down, including her own jammers. But she's willing to do that if she can get Lindsey.
She said she was going to huff and puff and take the posterior of Janet Abraham down. Well, she didn't end it there. She went right after Lindsey Francis. She even took down her own teammates, Rory. She's like Paul Bunyan going through everybody on the track. The Hellcat, she doesn't need a baseball bat. She just needs her fist. Down goes everybody.
She considers that friendly casualties, I think.
Little friendly fire from the Hellcat.
This is going to be a tough game all the way tonight because Leonard Logue has vowed not to let his Sundogs bow down to the Enforcers. They're not going to back up a step. Laura Heiser takes a helmet this time for the Sundogs. That gives Francis 1 jam to kind of recuperate. And that's sweet Shauna Brown she's out there against. Shauna Brown, the sister of Shea Brown, both stars in this league. But this time Shauna goes down and Heiser goes on with it. But guess who's back there in the back of the pack? The sharpened elbows of the Hellcat. Francis drops back. She and Heiser trying to cook up a way to get some points here. Oh, there's a nice whip that takes the Hellcat down. Big play by Heiser and Francis for the Sundogs.
We talked about the Enforcers being the rough and tumble team in the league, and the Sundogs coming in here with Leonard Logue saying we're going to fight fire with fire. Well, they sure have proven it, except for the last jam when the Hellcat took down just about everybody, Rory. They're really beating the Enforcers at their own game so far here early.
They're not backing down, not for 1 minute. This is the final jam of the first period for the women. The Enforcers seem a little slow off the blocks there. But not Leather Gunning. Still, she's outnumbered 2-1 on this jam with Heiser and Francis. They both go down, however. That leaves Leather Gunning to go on with it.
And what a tandem Leather Gunning and the Hellcat are here for the Enforcers. Right now they're in a tough battle. It's really even, but with a garbage can lid in hand, the Hellcat and Leather Gunning really provide a 1-2 punch. And speaking of punch...
Oh, that can't be good. When she grabs that garbage can lid, I don't know where she gets it. I'll bet D'Amato sneaks it out somehow.
He's always got something to do with the bad stuff that goes on.
Leonard Lowe comes over to check. Oh, look out. Oh, man, that's on the legs. That has to hurt. That's the end of the period. The men are back when we come back. A close, tough game so far. I wonder if Scott Smith is nervous. He's with Broadway.
Scott Smith, I know you're visibly upset, and this has to do with Kenneth Logue III's threats to deport you after the season.
Kenneth Logue, no offense, Lenny, but Kenneth Logue is a kindergarten child in a slightly larger body. His empty threats mean nothing to me. You know, there are ways around everything, Danny, everything.
And Leonard, I know as his coach, you're going to try to do everything to keep him here in the U.S.
Possession is 9/10 of the law in this country, and as long as I have Scott with me, no one is sending him anywhere. Try as he might.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, well, he'll defy his brother on that one, apparently, in an effort to keep Scott Smith in the country, Hawk.
Well, a little trouble in paradise. It wasn't so long ago that this guy was known as Lord Patterson. Kenneth Logue was at the controls of the Sundogs, but we know no matter what this guy's name is, he still can play, Rory. He's got great speed, but speed doesn't get you very far when you run into a brick wall, and the biggest of the brick walls is the Big Nasty. Tim Washington, he's got that kill record under his belt, and all he wants to do is add to it.
And they're adding to one right there. There's a kill for you as we start period number 2. I tell you, this track is not big enough for Scott Smith to run away from the Big Nasty all night because it's, you might have noticed, circular. And now the New York Enforcers with a chance to score points early in this jam. That's Andy Wallace out there. 3-2, the Sundogs leading in the early going as Rusty Montgomery and Bill Barker set up a wall that's going to be tough to get through for anybody. Montgomery and Barker just turning them aside as though it's nothing. And for them, I guess that's true at the moment. Wallace will need some big help. He's going to get through there, and he gets it. Mark D'Amato and the Big Nasty doing it again.
Well, they call it the Angel of Death. They really didn't get it done the pretty way. I don't guess the Enforcers, especially Big Nasty and Mark D'Amato, do anything pretty. But usually it's a little bit more finesse-driven than that. Mark D'Amato didn't even get off the ground. He just said, oh, to heck with it. I'm just going to take the Michelin Man down. Rusty Montgomery with those pads looks like the Michelin Man, Roy. Those pads didn't help him there, though.
I'll tell you, throwing Mark D'Amato through the air is not the prettiest move in sports.
I wouldn't want to touch Mark D'Amato, much less throw him anywhere.
Sigmund Williams, here's a guy that can fly around that track, and he's out there on the jam now for the Sundogs.
And we were talking about the speed of Scott Smith. He and Williams really add a 1-2 punch of just sheer lightning speed for these Sundogs, which the Enforcers have always had trouble with, speed.
D'Amato back to block against Sigmund Williams. So far doing a good job of it.
Whoa!
Oh, man, did you see that level, D'Amato? Bill Barker, what a play. And D'Amato's mad at himself for getting caught.
Well, the forward momentum of Mark D'Amato, he's traveling along at a pretty good clip, and you see him stopped dead in his tracks by the Captain America, a showstopper by Captain America to Mark D'Amato.
D'Amato looked like a boxer that gets caught with a wicked left hook. They just kind of stand there for a second before they go down. And that's what happened to D'Amato right there. It gives the Sundogs a 1-point lead here in the third jam of the second period. These guys trying to get out of that pack and lap members of the opposing team. That's the one and only way you score points. The kills look nice, but you have to lap somebody to score any points in this game.
And the Martin brothers are out on the jam, Rory. Both Sam and Micah with the Sundog yellow on trying to score some points for their team.
That's exactly right, and they're going to get some points thanks to Barker again. He might as well put a cape on tonight. That didn't feel very good, though. At least D'Amato got some revenge.
That's the eliminator to one of the Martin brothers.
Sometimes Washington almost looks bored, as though nobody's big enough to stand up to him anyway, so once he's knocked him down, why worry about it?
He doesn't get excited about this sport until people start, like, bringing out garbage can lids, benches, and start beating on each other. But the Captain America opening up a huge hole for the Martin brothers to score some points. Great job for the Martins, great job for the Sundogs.
Well, that's teamwork, and now there's D'Amato. He missed one of them, but he's able to get Sam. Sam Martin goes down hard. Sam looked over at Mike and said, "Thanks a lot, brother. You jump over and I get the skates into the stomach." Final jam of the first half, 7-4. The Sundogs are on top. Whoa, and they're looking to get some more right now. That's Scott Smith. He has time to look over at our camera. He better not take his eyes off of D'Amato in Washington. Smith comes around, looking to add to this lead before halftime. And I guarantee you, when he gets to the back of that pack, there it is. There's D'Amato. But Barker's having a big second period. Whoa. Even bigger now. Barker is emerging for the Sundogs, and he's leading Smith right on through. Scott Smith gets the points, and Barker is really having a huge first half for the Sundogs. Leonard Logue, he's in the middle of things with Tim Washington. He better watch out, or the Big Nasty will knock him out. And the Sundogs aren't backing away at all. It's halftime. Stay right here with us.
It's halftime, and we are back as the Sundogs and Enforcers have been doing battle, and I mean, it has been tough out there. Just as Leonard Logue promised. I'm Rory Marcus along with Lee Hawk Rearman. Leonard Logue mentioned before the game, we're going to come out, we're going to be tough, we can be just as nasty as the Enforcers, and they really set the tone early, and I'm talking mostly about Janet Abraham in that first women's period.
The Abrahammer and the Hellcat, the battle of these two titans are becoming legendary. Right here, the Hellcat probably does more damage to her own sisters of suffering than to the Sundogs. But then the Abrahammer, who was breaking bricks earlier, takes a page out of the Hellcat's book, grabs the garbage can lid, and wreaks havoc on everybody.
On the men's side, Sam Martin didn't like getting knocked down there by Mark D'Amato, but it was the Sundogs who were scoring points, and then Leonard Logue gets in the middle of things, and I tell you what, he better rethink that whole situation.
Where you going, man? Where you going?
Eventually, Barker and the Big Nasty go over the rail, and it was a violent first half. I wonder what Jennifer Gregory has to say about all of that. Jennifer, go ahead.
Kenneth Logue is trying to get rid of sex and violence. What do you guys think about that?
I'm going to tell you what, Logue needs to get a fight, and then he needs to get a lawyer, because Logue needs out of here. Logue is down. We need more sex, we need violence.
Well, obviously the fans know what they want. But let's take a look at Kenneth Logue III and his brother Leonard Logue III.
WSL General Manager Kenneth Logue III is enraged over his brother Leonard's disruptive on-track behavior as the Sundogs coach.
Kenneth has always been rather a mother's boy. My father taught me the virtue of fighting back.
But a simple case of sibling rivalry has turned into a family feud, with Sundog jammer Scott Smith caught in the middle.
Scott Smith is an illegal alien, to my way of thinking. Now, granted, he did get a work visa through Roller Jam, but that was strictly under false pretenses. And my God, man, he pretended to royalty. The price of that deceit will buy him a ticket straight back to whatever godforsaken province from which he hails.
Further muddying the waters is Leonard's fondness for Lindsay Francis, who seems destined to give new meaning to the term family affair.
Are you suggesting that my brother Leonard is enjoying an untoward relationship with Lindsay Francis? Leonard Logue would never in his life conduct himself with that kind of gross indecency. There are rules in polite society against that kind of relationship, young man. And Lindsay Francis herself is nothing less than an angel, and I will not conscience you slandering her that way in our house, in my house. Ponte, show this man the door.
But Kenneth is not his brother's keeper.
Big game isn't the only thing I hump. However, as far as my relationship with Lindsay Francis is concerned, it is strictly in keeping with my role as the head coach of the Sundogs. Lindsay, sweetheart. Excuse us, but we need to go over the game plan. There you go.
Thank you.
I have a feeling the New York Enforcers are going to come out looking for blood in the second half. Maybe Broadway Danny Wolf can find out more. Broadway?
All right, last week we saw one of the most heinous crimes in the history of professional sports, and I'm talking about the hit-and-run accident on Sean Atkinson. Big Nasty, you had the Super Collider match race against him, and you were the one who lured him outside. Let's refresh everyone's memories and yourself and watch what happened.
Danny, you see me just going down this, taking a little skate outside, doing my thing. I had nothing to do with it, right? I'm going around, but bam, he's hit. You know what? Didn't sit. Must have quit. I didn't even get on the ATV. Didn't have nothing to do with it.
All right, that's what you have to say. And Mark D'Amato, by the way, where is the love slave tonight?
Look, I am here to say that I have no connection whatsoever with the love slave. That is Heather Gunnan's problem. That's Leather Gunnan's friend. Nothing to do with me. I have brought my attorney, William Shyster, here tonight.
William Schaefer.
It's okay. Yeah, whatever. I have brought my attorney Shyster here tonight because of the Enforcer's reputation. I knew that this would come down on us. Washington and I are innocent.
Wait a minute. You're paying me big bucks to be your mouthpiece. I'll do the talking here. And what are you saying? Are you making some allegation against my clients?
I haven't said anything.
You saw the videotape, but you implied it. You saw the videotape. What, do you need my glasses? You're not blind, are you? Let me just tell you and make it perfectly clear to you or anyone else here. Anyone that repeats these preposterous allegations, I am going to hit you with a mandamus. And I'm going to bury you so deep in a lawsuit, it's going to take 2 weeks for the earth mover just to find your body. Do I make myself clear?
Crystal clear.
Yeah, don't try to start any, Wolf. Shyster's on the case.
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
You know, I would call you an idiot, but I have too much respect for the idiots of the world.
Yeah, we'd hate to offend any idiots. We'll be back in just a minute. We are back in Roller Jam Arena. 9-4, the Sundogs lead the Enforcers.
Yeah, Hellcat, we saw you take care of Janet Abraham. You injured her in the first half. Now, what are you doing with the baseball bat?
Well, Janet was a ground rule double. I'm going yard with Lindsay Francis's head.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Danny. That's a nice sentiment to start the second half, that she's going to knock Lindsay Francis' head over the wall, huh?
Family fun for everybody.
I'll say. Period number 3. It's even infecting the Jam girls. That's why I'm so against this.
I was going to say that Leonard Logue has taken this new fight fire with fire attitude. It's all over the place. Even the Jam girls are beating on each other.
If the Jam girls can't get along, then I just throw my hands up.
We'll have to separate them, Rory, you and me.
All right, Leather Gunnin knocks down Lindsay Francis. And the third period is underway, and the Hellcats out there again. April Tootle goes out with her for the Sundogs. The Hellcat doesn't jam very often, but she usually means business when she does. She knows her team's behind. How could the Enforcers only score 4 points in the first half? Can you explain that?
You asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you. Who else would I be asking? No, that guy down there.
Okay.
Lindsay Francis stops the Hellcat this time. Oh, that knee to the face. Wow, that'll knock some whiskers off. Leonard Logue's clapping his hands. He loves it. This battle just gets tougher and tougher all night long.
But to answer your question, Mr. Rory Marcus, I think that the Sundogs, they are off to a quick lead here. Now we're starting the second half, and the Enforcers are notorious for kind of luring their opponents into a false sense of security and coming out like gangbusters to just take over. And the Hellcat may be down here in the first jam in the second half, but I look for this violent attitude of the Enforcers that the Sundogs are playing into to explode at any moment. Art D'Amato, he's a crafty, cagey, he's an ugly guy.
When do you think they got that sense of security? Do you think it was when she had threatened to hit her head over the fence with a baseball bat?
Maybe.
All right, it's still 9-4. The Enforcers still have not made a dent on the scoreboard, but maybe now they will. Look at the Hellcat Preen. She's out there with Leather gunning. This is the chance to not only get back in it, but really take the lead if they have a good jam here. Talisa Miller's the one who is cooking things up. And Leather, not used to being the one taking orders, obediently going along with it. Now they've got Francis. Oh, they've got both their legs, and they dump her down like it was nothing. And there they go. Every time they pass one, they pick up two since they both got out there. Talisa Miller just called it off, but let's see what they got. I think they picked up 5, which would tie this game right up.
Well, this is what I was talking about, Rory. The Sundogs had a little bit of a lead. They're playing pretty good, feeling pretty good about themselves and their performance. But the Hellcat and Leather gun and say to Lindsey Francis, hey, it's the second half. We're coming out to come right at you. Lindsey Francis is knocked down and out. They pick up the points, and now it's a whole new ball game.
You're not kidding. It sure is. This was the third jam of this third period. And as a matter of fact, they got 6, so the Enforcers have a 1-point lead all of a sudden, 10-9. But this time, it's the Sundogs who have the 2 jammers out, and Shauna Brown goes down hard. April Tootle and Laura Heiser want to get those points right back. What do you want to bet that when they reach the back of the pack, the Hellcat will be there?
There she is.
Yep.
You're so smart.
It's a safe bet, I'll tell you. She waves that right arm in the air.
Whoa!
Woo! There's some payback for you, Lindsey Francis. She takes her helmet off and blows kisses to the crowd. You think Lindsey's aware of where the camera is at all times? Sure looked like it there, didn't it?
It sure did.
But why not?
Let's see how many points the Sundogs picked up, but I still think that the Sundogs are playing into the hands of the Enforcer mentality, and I still think it's going to haunt them, Rory, but at least on this jam, Lindsey Francis, the Golden Girl, says, I'm pretty. I'm getting ready for that Demolition Derby 2000 and the evening gown strip off.
She knocked her down like the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. That was a knockout. And the game is tied up at 11 now. This is the final jam of the women's period. Leather Gunnins have kind of a quiet game, but she wants to take care of that right now. Lindsey Francis trying to catch her from behind, and Evangelo just trying to catch her breath. That is a breathtaking top. Gunnin reaching the back of the pack. Katie Cooper back to block. 25 seconds left on this jam, and now Francis gets back there. See if Francis can keep gunning off the scoreboard right here. So far, ooh, that one hurt. That was right into the midsection. The Hellcat and Lindsey Francis have just taken turns beating each other up.
Well, a lot of times we forget that Heather Gunnin, with all her antics and her outfits and her eyeshadow and her big mouth, she's a great skater, Rory. With the help of the Hellcat, they score the points, and the Hellcat says, hey, I got some points. I'm going to take out the other coach, too. What the heck?
Yeah, with the baseball bat.
The Louisville Slugger put to work.
Leonard Lowe doesn't have any padding on unless you consider those clown-like pants padding. He's having to be helped up now, and Rusty Montgomery's going to help him out of here. Don't go away. Fourth period coming up. We're back at Roller Jam Arena, tied at 12, and Broadway Danny Wolf is standing with 3 men in uniform. What do you think about that?
All right, thanks, guys. One big period left. We got a tie game. Bill, what's it going to take to pull off the victory? What do you
Keep these in a safe place now. Danny, during World War II, the Americans and the English forces united to save the world for democracy. And tonight, the American and the Englishmen are uniting to save the World Skating League from...
You know what, dude? What my capable captain is trying to say is that it's about time to kick the enforcers right up the arse.
Back to you guys.
So that's what he was trying to say. Good thing we've got Scott Smith down there.
Thank goodness.
What's gotten into the Jam Girls today? I'm concerned about that. Are you tongue-tied?
I was told by our production staff I could make no more comments about the Jam Girls except they're very nice young women.
Okay, good. Fourth and final period. Andy Wallace and Fred Eichhorn double block, and down they go. Wow.
He talked about kicking their arse. He sent those two enforcer jammers down on their arse, did Scott Smith. And you notice him slamming his fist together, Rory. That's a little bit of a new, I guess, ritual for Scott Smith. The new Scott Smith's coming to play.
Well, it makes him feel tough, maybe. And he better feel about as tough as he can going against the Big Nasty and D'Amato. He's only outweighed here by about 400 pounds. But let's see what he can do. Not much, I have a feeling. This doesn't look good for old Scott Smith. D'Amato and the Big Nasty have him, and they lead him right into the Hellcat and the trash can lid.
Well, earlier, Janet Abraham found her way into the dumpster to get the garbage can lid, but now the Hellcat even making her presence known when the men are on the track, and Captain America doesn't like it.
Whoa, did you see him counter-punch D'Amato? And D'Amato is shocked.
He might think D'Amato stole one of his index cards.
See, Barker doesn't have to read off of a card to do that. That just comes naturally, and he sees D'Amato, and he wants to get him, but this hurts Scott Smith.
Well, this poor guy's led to slaughter by the likes of D'Amato and the Big Nasty, and the Hellcat finishes up the job.
What day is trash day around here? We got to get those things out of there. Here we go, second jam of this fourth and final period. The score is still tied at 12. Sigmund Williams goes down, and Fred Eichhorn now looks to put the enforcers on top.
And it's really become an enforcer game, Rory. These guys are just beating on each other with garbage cans and everything else. This plays into the enforcer mentality of low-scoring physical punishment.
Bill Barker blocking, keeping Eichhorn out of there. But Washington is set up to take Barker down. And that lets Eichhorn just skate through there as easy as he can. How easy is it to score points when you've got Washington and D'Amato? Look at Montgomery trying to shake it off, and D'Amato's happy about that.
Well, right here you see Captain America all proud of himself, but Tim Washington using the five-borough lineup as this arsenal of destruction sends down the Sundogs, and here comes the master, Leonard Logue III on crutches.
2 jams left. Stay with us. All right, 2 jams left to go. Leonard Logue is giving his team a pep talk, and Broadway Danny Wolf's trying to sneak down there in the huddle.
I'm giving the team a speech right now. Let's listen in.
It's at times like this I like to quote that famous Englishman, Winston Churchill. In peace, there's nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility. But when the blast of war blows in our ears, then imitate the action of the tiger. Stiffen the sinews, summon up the blood, and disguise fair nature with hard-favored rage.
Shakespeare, not Churchill.
Well, whatever, just get out there and fight. Go, lads. Go, skate, skate.
He's trying to be an inspiration.
I thought it was Bill Barker that said that.
He read that.
Maybe it was Big Nasty that said that.
Believe me, if there's one guy that knows Shakespeare inside and out, it's Scott Smith. 2 jams left to go, and the enforcers have a 4-point lead. It's going to be tough for the Sundogs. They've had trouble scoring points all night. They have only 12. They do get Sam Martin out, and he has a chance now to maybe get them even or go ahead in this game.
And remember, at the back of the pack for any scoring opportunity for the Sundogs is going to be Big Nasty and Mark D'Amato. This is exactly where the enforcers want to be at this stage of the game, Rory.
Wow, Sam Martin tried to get by the Big Nasty, but you see the result. He's resilient, though. He'll try him again. Washington looking back at him like it's just kind of an annoyance more than anything else. Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? Barker with that Superman again. That's about the third time he's taken him down, and Martin's getting the points. D'Amato tries to stop him and misses. But he didn't miss the rail. Over he goes.
Sam Martin has always had success against his 5-borough lineup, Rory. He's like a taxi cab going through all boroughs of New York, Manhattan, a little bit of the Bronx, a little bit of Brooklyn, even the Queens. Sam Martin gets the points for the Sundogs, and they take the lead. Tim Washington, Big Nasty, knocks off his helmet like it was undone, but the Captain America takes down the big man like he's standing still.
Be a shame for the Sundogs to lose this game after the way Barker has played. He's had a tremendous game tonight.
And what a tremendous jam by the fire engine redhead, Sam Martin.
One jam left to go. They'll decide this game right now. A 1-point enforcer lead, so it's all on the line here. And Sam Martin, who just brought them to within one, he jumps out there again, but he's having a little trouble getting out now, isn't he? Having trouble keeping going with it. It's going to be up to Scott Smith. Scott Smith has a chance to win it. He needs 1 to tie and 2 to win, but there's 2 that are tough to get around. D'Amato and the Big Nasty. He'll need some help. Does Barker have one more flying Superman left in him? If he does, now's the time. Oh! He didn't need the Superman. He had low crutches. And the Sundogs have won it. The Sundogs pull it out. If you talk about some inspiring words, all you really need is a crutch to hit somebody over the head with. Leonard Lowe did it.
But Roy, he's running around. He's not injured. He came out with the crutches because he brought him out to use as a weapon. Leonard Lowe beats the Enforcers at their own game.
D'Amato, if anybody, should appreciate that, huh? As many times as he's been able to win a game using dirty tricks, tonight it backfired. Take a look.
You don't need the Captain America when you got a nice projectile in your hand. Down goes Big Nasty. Down goes Mark D'Amato. And Scott Smith has his victory.
Scott Smith gets the points. D'Amato tastes the defeat. And Broadway Danny Wolf is surrounded by the victorious Sundogs and Leonard Lowe.
All right, thank you, guys. Big come-from-behind victory for the Sundogs. You were never injured, Leonard. Big assist to your crutch there. And you know what? I don't think your brother Kenneth Lowe would be very happy with your methods to gain a victory.
Well, Kenny Boy has a right to his own opinions. But you know, one of my idols, Gordie Howe, said it best when he was talking about hockey. The only reason they give us rules is that so we know what to break. Yes!
And Lindsay, you avoided Talisa's bat, but you know you're still on deck for her.
Of course, I have to say, we won again. I'm not surprised, but that big talking, funky walking Hellcat ain't nothing but a little bitty putty tat. Meow, come here, little kitty.
Well, there you go. The Sundogs victorious by 1 point over the Enforcers. Oh, they're carrying Leonard Lowe. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Danny, and the Sundogs celebrate another win. Leonard Lowe carried off with the shoulders. What a heroic effort he gave, huh?
Well, it's not an ATV, but Rusty Montgomery and Captain America giving you a ride, I guess it'll do just fine.
17-16, the final. We'll see you next time on Roller Jam.